लखनऊ में इन दिनों 26 साल की राखी उर्फ महागनी यहां की सड़कों पर अपनों की तलाश कर रही है। इनके साथ इनके दोस्त क्रिस्टोफर भी हैं। महागनी से जब बात की गई तो उन्होंने बताया कि साल 2000 में वो लखनऊ के चारबाग रेलवे स्टेशन पर जीआरपी को लावारिस अवस्था में मिली थी। जीआरपी ने उन्हें लखनऊ के मोती नगर की लीलावती मुंशी बालिका बाल गृह में रखवा दिया था। इसी में अडॉप्शन केयर सेंटर चलता है, जहां से साल 2002 में उन्हें अमेरिका की रहने वाली क्रेल नाम की महिला ने गोद ले लिया था। यहां से वो उन्हें अमेरिका लेकर गई, अंग्रेजी सिखाया, पढ़ाया लिखाया भी, लेकिन इस दौरान उनके साथ मारपीट भी की गई। इसीलिए अपनी हाई स्कूल की पढ़ाई पूरी करने के बाद उन्होंने उसका घर छोड़ दिया था और इसके 1 साल बाद ही उस महिला की मौत हो गई। राखी का यह कहना है कि अगर उन्हें उनका परिवार यहां मिल गया तो वो उनसे पूछेंगी कि आखिर उन्हें लावारिस क्यों छोड़ दिया गया था। और इस वक्त खुद महागिनी हमारे साथ जुड़ गए हैं और साथ ही इस वक्त क्रिस्टोफर भी हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। दोनों का हम एक एक करके रुख करते हैं। सबसे पहले आपको महागिनी के पास ही लेकर चलते हैं, जिनका नाम राखी है। हाय महागिनी, दिस इज आकांक्षा फ्रॉम जी मीडिया। हाय क्रिस्टोफर। Mahagani, first question to you. Can you please explain what happened to you? Can you please tell to the audience?
Yes, so I was found in a train station, and then I was sent to the orphanage and adopted in 2002 by an American woman and moved to the U.S.
Christopher, next question to you. How did you know about Rakhi? Or Mahagani, and when you meet to Mahagani, and what's the whole story? How did you come to know about her parents?
Well, I met Mahagani 7 years ago. We're both artists, and we met through our art collaboration. And when when we first met, it became very apparent to me that this is a person that needs love, that needs help. She was homeless and really just needed somebody, just one person out there to take her seriously, to love her and to help her. And she told me about her story shortly after we had met, and it was at that point that it just became very apparent to me that I needed to commit myself. It was almost like a spiritual connection to help her regain a sense of identity. And it's from that minute on that I just felt like I need to help this person.
Mahagani, the lady who adopted you, can you please tell about her to the audience? The lady with whom you lived in America, how was her behavior?
Yeah, the woman that adopted me from America, she had a very troubled life and had a lot of mental problems. She thought that getting a child would fix her mental problems, and so when I didn't fix her mental problems, she started taking it out on me straight from the airplane ride. She was yelling at me, and then when I got to America, she continued to be verbally and mentally abusive and physically abusive and sexually abusive. She drank a lot, so she was an alcoholic, and so she was just a very angry, mean person.
Have you complained about that lady to the America police?
No, I never got complained to the agencies because I was afraid of retaliation from Carol, and I was also afraid that I might end up with someone that was even worse than her.
Christopher, one of your friend, how Christopher helped you about all this scenario?
So I only knew that I was adopted from India. That's all that Carol, the woman that adopted me, told me. When she died, I was able to go into her apartment and find some records. And from those records, I found out which specific orphanage, Leelawati Girls' Home in Lucknow, I was found. And from there, I needed to start to research and research. I tried to call places when I was in America, in India, like the orphanage and the train or the police
Mahagani,
here.
when did you know
and
about your
it was
parents?
really hard.
They are
No
from
one really
Lucknow.
answered
Can you
the phone.
please explain?
Well, I know because I was found in Lucknow at a Charbagh railway station, and so it's just assumed that my parents are probably from here. So we don't actually know where my parents are from.
Christopher, next question to you. Now Mahagani is with you. What's
Yes.
your next step about her parents?
We're just going to continue searching, and after the dead ends here with administration and authorities, Mahagani decided that we need to start reaching out to the media because perhaps somebody out there knows something. Maybe a relative knows, her parents know, neighbors could perhaps know, because it's a dead end with the authorities, and so we're reaching out to the entire population of India that perhaps somebody can help that. So that's what she's decided that we need to do right now, and she's the one really running this whole thing. It's her mission, and I'm only here to support her. So that's how we're going to continue, is just keep talking to the media and put the word out there, just planting seeds, hoping that some information about her past will come forward.
Christopher and Mahagani, don't worry, media will always be there for you. But Christopher, one question to you. Have you talked to police about this?
Yeah, I think Mahagani can answer that question better about talking to the police or the experience we've had with the authorities.
Mahagani,
It hasn't been bad,
can you
but
please
there's just
tell to the audience, have you talked to the police about your parents?
Yeah, so our search here started when we went to the orphanage, and they told us that they had no records, that they would be at UP Council for Child Welfare. So I saw a case file there, and from there I found that I was found at Charbagh railway station. So we went and spoke to the GRP there, and they told me they don't have any records. So then we went to the local police to try to file a lost and found case, and the local police said that they can't work with us because I'm a U.S. citizen now, and they need permission from the U.S. government. And then we called the U.S. government, and the U.S. government didn't want to help us either. So that's why we decided to come to the media.
If anybody knows, information from that time, if a neighbor or relative from, that year of 2000 has any information, to get in touch with the media, and then the media can get in touch with, us, if there's any information that perhaps could help Mahagani to connect with relatives or, excuse me, neighbors, because her story just begins at the railway station. She has no knowledge of where she was born, what is actually her name, what is her birthday, and so information like that. And
also, we wanted to speak with the DOP and ask him to help us get records from these organizations, since they claim they don't have records. I also want to speak with the CM, Yogi, because I know that he is very big on women and child empowerment, and I feel that my story would really resonate with him, and that he would maybe be able to help us push things a little further or think of different angles that we could come to.
Christopher, would you like to make an appeal to the CM of UP, because already Rakhi tell about that, but is there anything which you want to share with the CM of UP, any appeal would you like to do? Christopher.
I think Mahagani put it best, but I completely agree with her sentiment. I mean, everything that we've seen and been told about him, it seems to be a beautiful man that really cares about women empowerment and children, and that is not only necessary here in India, that's necessary all around the world, and that is also a cause that is passionate for Mahagani too. She does a lot of work regarding that in America, and just the empowerment of women is very important, and so I think we feel very aligned with his mission and his heart in this sense, and so it would be beautiful to be able to speak to him about this, and even if it's just that meeting to feel connected to another human being that holds this mission to be as important as well, that would be a beautiful thing.
But now what's your next step? how will you help Mahagani about this whole scenario?
I think this whole mission is very divine, and there seems to be a greater, higher power that's moving this whole mission, and so we feel motivated by a greater force. There is definitely a lot of soul and heart and spirit and divine love here in India, and we're just sort of in the hands of that divine power, going where we feel motivated, and the beautiful people of India have been so wonderful with that support. So I mean, sure, we have some ideas as human beings, but we're just going to go where that divine power motivates us to go, and our faith and our trust is in a greater, higher power that, you know, that this mission will see where it's supposed to be through that higher power.
Because it's a very crucial topic, and you are searching your parents, but I think you are not satisfying to the police. Now, is there any appeal do you want to make to the community?
I would like to appeal to the community that if they have any resources, any other places that they think that I should look into. I know I have an appeal going with the DM, and if they know of anything, if they heard about me, if anyone knew my family at the time in 2000, just all of the support that I would like to get from the community.
Okay, thank you so much, Mahagani, and thank you so much, Christopher. Rakhi of Mahagani and Christopher. एक्चुअली अभी चूंकि राखी से जो हमने बात की, इस बात से यही पता चला कि वो पुलिस की तरफ से जो मदद उसके लिए की जा रही है अभी उससे बिल्कुल भी सेटिस्फाई नहीं है. उसने कहा कि यूएस से बातचीत की जा रही है, लेकिन वहां से कोई हेल्प उसे नहीं मिलने वाली है. इसीलिए उसने अब मीडिया का सहारा लिया है अपने माता पिता को ढूंढने के